I'm going to go ahead and get started because you guys are on time. Everybody else is the one's going to miss out, you see. And this lady over here, she must be Baptist because she's on the back row. That's where you can go to sleep, and if I see you sleeping, I will say something. I promise. It won't be bad. I mean, it'll just be nice.
That's why I'm here, to keep him straight, just so y'all know.
How's that working out for you so far?
I'll get back to you. TBD.
1949, my dad was introduced to a machine called a rainbow. He sold his first rainbow in February of 1949. Last year was, 76 years, or a long time, longer than I could count. And so I was born into a business about cleaning homes and taking care of allergy problems and sinus trouble, because that machine was then revolutionary, because for the first time you can actually wash the air out in your house. The company took a strange turn a few years ago. The owner of the company passed away, and some things were going on that I didn't like. I'm not going to go into now. It's no sense. But I started looking for products that would do the same, and I found a product called Ritello. Ritello is made in Germany, and they took the rainbow and made something that's like that except on steroids. It is absolutely unbelievable how much difference and how much better this system is than anything else on the market. I will tell you this about me. I have been in this business way too long. I know way too much about home cleaning and home service and taking care of allergy problems and things like that, because that's what I've done all my life. If you need to know something about how to allergy-proof your home, I'm probably the guy to talk to. Now, I may tell you more than you want to know, but you're going to know how to take care of the problem. I have run into every problem just about you can possibly imagine, because I've been around for 50-some years doing this. So there's a lot of things I know about. Now, one thing I will tell you about everybody that's here, we have special permission to do this. Anybody, there's a QR code that Suzanne's got over there. She's going to take care of if you need help. We have this little air purifier that looks like somebody had a urine problem, and it's not. It's yellow water.
We just realized it kind of looked like that. We put food dye in there just to make it a little more eye-catching.
Anyway, these are the things. Let me tell you a little bit about them. I might be able to just go ahead and show you a little short video if it'll pull it up. Yeah, right here.
Hit the play button at the top. There you go. Present the external display.
I'm not going to take the time to wait for that to load up. I'm just going to tell you about it. Here we go. As soon as I finish talking about it, it'll show it. These little units, I've had close to 2,000 people quit snoring. You breathe better, you sleep better, you wake up, you feel better in the morning, because the air that you're breathing out of this unit is clean enough to be in an operating room in a hospital. Now imagine if you go to bed and every bit of the air that you breathe is perfectly humidified and dust-free. Here you go. It'd be nice. Of course.
Every day, you are breathing in microscopic allergen germs and harmful bacteria. Finally, there's a natural solution to air pollution. Introducing the Ritello Air Purifier, a perfectly sized unit that effectively washes the air in your home or office using water. Water is what Mother Nature uses to cleanse the air outside. With the Ritello, you can now enjoy clean and healthy air inside your home. How? The Ritello discharges negative ions that have health benefits. They help eliminate dust, cigarette smoke, pet dander, pollen, and bacteria. It's a great device for allergy and asthma sufferers. The Ritello washes the air with water naturally and always
can't put a
sulfur-free.
fragrance in it.
With its 4 different fragrances, the Purello aromatizes the ambient air and emits back fresh scented air, transforming any room to a spa-like environment. The Purello for a cleaner and healthier home.
These units sell for about $200. Everybody here that would like to have one. We are new. Have you ever heard of Ritello before just now? Neither has anybody else. We can't sell anything, and we are not going to stay open if nobody knows who we are and nobody comes to see us. This is a way for us to introduce ourselves to you. So everybody in this room is eligible to get one of these units free.
Hold on. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes. Hey, I like it, yeah. So we're going to have group participation, yes.
It says Ritello on the bottom, and then up there it said Purello.
Purello is the product name. Ritello is the company name.
Purello is.
Nutella is the peanut butter, and we have nothing to do with them. I introduced this company to North Carolina 4 years ago, right about the time COVID broke out. Perfect timing to open a new business. These units, and if anybody, if you want to come up closer, that's the Baptist section back there. But if you're closer, in just a few minutes, I don't know what she put in there, but whatever it is, you're going to smell it in a few minutes. Sandalwood. If you like the smell of sandalwood, you're going to smell it up here in a few minutes. I smell it now. And it's kind of neat. I can make my house smell like whatever I want. Here's what's actually going on with this unit right now. It's taking all the air in this area, and of course, the closer you are to the unit, the better. These work better in small areas. Bedroom, a kitchen, around litter boxes, bathrooms, any place that you need fresh, clean air. Now, my favorite place is on the nightstand in the bedroom. I've had one running there, and I have a pit bull, or I used to have a pit bull up until a couple of months ago, and he snored except when this was running. When he slept, he was even breathing clean air. If your animals have clean air, that's good. I will tell you this, if your wife if she sleeps good, your life is going to be better. Okay? If she doesn't, you need to work a lot. That's just simple way. That's the way it is. Anyway, what this is doing is it's taking any dust or bacteria that's in the air, pulls it into the water, and then what comes back out is perfectly humidified, dust-free air. There is nothing in the air coming out of this because water captures dust. It's like when you go down a dirt road on a rainy day, there's no dust flying up behind your car. On a dry day, flying everywhere. Dust sticks to water. And that's why water's such an easy, cheap filter. That's the other thing, too. How much do you pay for water? Almost nothing. That's what's so wonderful about these things. You can even use dirty water in it. It's not going to hurt anything because even dirty water catches dust. Here's the thing that's nice. If the air coming out of this is always clean and you constantly breathe clean, fresh air, and it's also perfectly humidified because it's going through there naturally, you're going to breathe easier. I'm going to tell you a little side story. This past week, I was in the hospital. I passed out working out. I go to the hospital, and I won't tell you which one, but you'll probably know both of them have about the same problem. I stayed overnight. When I came out of the hospital, my sinuses were all messed up. I have horrible allergies. I got home in 2 hours. I have no respiratory problems. My sinuses are clear. Whenever I get checked for sinus problems, allergies, or anything like that, or when I'm at the cardiologist office, doctor's office, they're always amazed. Now, I've never smoked, except a couple of cigars once in a while, and a pipe. They're like, your lungs are exceptionally clear. You're 70 years old, and your lungs are like a 20-year-old's. I did a test, and holding my breath and stuff like that, it's like a 20-year-old. I have always breathed water-washed air inside my home. I feel like that probably may have a little bit to do with it, if you know what I mean. If you breathe clean, fresh air, you're going to be healthier. Now, there's other things that I've done that screwed my health up, but as far as air quality, I've never had a problem. The air in your house is between 5 and 100 times more toxic than the air in your front yard. And here's why. You have three things going on outside that never happened inside your house. And in 1960 to 1980, this changed drastically for the worse. Direct sunlight kills bacteria and germs. Any of you go outside without sunscreen, stay on the beach all day long, what would you look like? A lobster. And you're going to be miserable, and if you put somebody out there that's the least bit weak, they're going to die because they're going to get sun poisoning and all this stuff. Well, the same thing happens to microorganisms. They die because the sunlight bakes or kills them. We don't ever get direct sunlight inside our homes unless the roof's broken. There's some places out there you need to talk to. Second thing that happens is the temperature changes outside every 24 hours, about 20 to 30 degrees. At night, right now, we've had some temperature fluctuations that are just unreal. Everybody's getting sick. Well, guess what? That's what causes germs and bacteria to die. When it gets below freezing, they don't die, they just go dormant. We would die. When it gets above 130 degrees, they will also die. Now, we all get killed 130 degrees. That's pretty hot. You don't have problems. Once you get, and for some reason my phone is going off, I've got to stop that. Anyway, here's the problem. If you, the only other way to fix this problem, I don't want my house to fluctuate 30 to 40 degrees a day. I don't want direct sunlight at my house because it'll ruin everything that's in there. The third way that air is controlled is some kind of moisture goes through the air every 24 hours to clean the garbage out. Rain, dew, mist, fog. Most of the time it's mist or fog or something like that. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it snows, sometimes we have a hurricane. There's a lot of different things around here that have cleaned the air. Air quality is always better after a rainstorm or after a snowstorm or something like that. It's easy to breathe. All these things happen. When's the last time it rained in your house? It doesn't. How do you clean the air inside your home? You ever thought about that? Nobody does. Now, you put air conditioning filters in your air conditioner. How many of you, do any of you guys buy the hyperallergenic air filters? You do. Worst thing you can put on your system. Isn't that nice to know? Oh, I'm screwing up. Well, yeah. See, two things happen. 3M, or whoever's making the things, they make a lot more money on the hyperallergenic filters. They also tell you that you have to change them every 30 days. And they're right. You better change it every 30 days because it catches bacteria and it catches the stuff that eats it catches microorganisms and it catches food. You put a breeding ground there. A filter, when you take it out after 30 or 60 days, it has a musty smell. It'll make you sneeze if you get close to it, if you hit it. The reason is because it's turned everything in there to fecal matter, or as us rednecks call it, poop. Okay? Poop is very toxic, but the other stuff isn't. Now, if everything in that filter is basically toxic, you're breathing through it, and the air in your house is going through the inside of that filter. Well, how can you not be sick if that's the case? Of course, I've got some people trying to... Here, I'm just going to unplug this for right now. If you can do this, if you can get it to the next one. The next couple of slides or whatever. And if you can't, that's okay. I can handle it. And I want to tell you this too. We've got a small group here. If you have questions, ask me. I'll be glad to answer anything that you'd like to know about whatever as far as air quality, because I know this stuff. And I don't just make this stuff up. I've gotten information from one of the first people I ever did business with is a guy named Ted Chandler. He was the head of Bowman Gray School of Medicine, and he's from Hickory. But he went to Wake Forest and was head of their respiratory area. I learned a lot from this guy. There's a Dr. Ford up in Boone that I've dealt with. He told me several things. So there's people that I've gotten this information from. I'm not that smart, but I know how to listen, and that's what I did. Let me go again to the next thing. If you, in 1960, somewhere between 1960 and 1980, most people put an air conditioner in their home. How often do you open the windows in your house? If you open your windows, you're going to have a lot more dust in your house, but you're also going to have a lot cleaner dust. The dust outside cannot be any more than 24 hours toxic, but the stuff that's in your air conditioning heating filter could be 30 days toxic. 1,000 germs multiply to 1,000,000 every 72 hours, so you're talking about an exponential pollution problem. You ever walked into an old building and it smells musty or nasty smelling? The reason is because all the microorganisms have eaten all the food in there and have turned it into poop. What you're smelling is poop. That's nasty, but that's what it is. When you put garbage in the garbage can, does it stink? No. But open that garbage can 2 or 3 days later, and sometimes there's a really nasty foul odor. It's because what's happened is the microorganisms have eaten that food and turned it into fecal matter. So I always tell the kids, I say, if you eat Mexican, you put the Mexican food in the garbage can, it's going to smell like somebody that's eating Mexican for the next 2 to 3 days. Okay? That's going to be nasty. It's basically, the bugs do 2 things. They pass gas and they drop fecal matter. Okay? So if your garbage can stinks, you open it up, you're smelling bug farts. Simple as that. That's what it is, plus the fecal matter. These are problems that we have to breathe, and if you lock your house up and you put an air conditioner in your home, you don't open the windows anymore. Why would you open the windows when you can control the temperature perfect all the time? It also cuts your power bill way down, because if we use an air conditioning heating system and we never open the windows, you can keep the temperature in your home exactly where you want it all the time. I bet the temperature in your home probably never changes more than 4 to 5 degrees a year, unless the power goes out. It always stays perfect. Well, this is a problem because if it's comfortable for you, it's also comfortable for every microorganism that exists. Yes.
So in addition to your unit right there, would you say, obviously fall and spring when the temperatures are more moderate?
Yeah.
Always a good idea to open the windows.
Absolutely. Yes. Now, the positive is you should open your windows in your home 2 to 3 hours a day. Now, we're not going to do that and we happen to live in an area that's extreme. If you live up north, you open the windows in the summer, it's not that miserable hot like it is here. If you're in Florida, right now their windows are open because it's wintertime and it's mild down there. So they get a lot more fresh air. But here, we have spring and fall. Why don't we open the windows all the time in the spring? Because everything in your house will be yellow. Yeah. Now, pollen is a chemical allergen. And how many people are allergic to pollen? Everybody. Yeah.
Related question to that, we came from home in Florida last week, and we've got the lanais, we can open up the glass doors.
Yeah.
And then we've got the screen drop downs,
Uh-huh.
that are outside. Would you have the screens down to kind of filter out some of the flying stuff, but you still get fresh air?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great idea. Anything that will clean out the junk, but let the air come in. And see, the air outside, the reason it's not toxic is because it's being constantly conditioned. I always ask a question when I'm doing a presentation. You ever seen a squirrel or a deer with a cold? Stopped up nose? They don't sneeze. Why? They breathe clean air all the time. It's pretty simple.
And I'll add to that. But you do see dogs and cats that are indoors sneezing and with allergies. That's not natural. That's produced by your home.
Well, and think about it. Their nose is right at your carpet, right at your floors. They're inside. The air inside your home is, again, between 5 and 100 times more polluted because we keep it closed up. If you've ever messed with an aquarium, if you change the water at least every 90 days, and you should do it every 30 days, every fish will die because they're in a closed environment. What the problem is, it gets so toxic from their waste material that they can't breathe in it anymore. Well, guess what we're living in? Microorganism waste material. And between 1960 and 1980, when we put the air conditioners in, there's 5 people with an allergy today for everybody that had one in 1960. It has changed that much. You can look it up. It is that much different. And it makes sense. Our area is more toxic. Now, when I was a kid, I was pretty much not allowed in the house until it got dark. And when it was dark, I'm supposed to be in. Today, kids are on computers and their own video games, and they spend 75% of their time inside their home. They have more respiratory problems. They have more issues. They have a lot of other issues, but respiratory-wise, that's a problem because they're staying in that toxic environment all the time. If you stay right on the edge of being sick all the time, if everything you're breathing is right on the edge of extreme toxic, how can you not have a problem? And this is the thing people don't think about, but it is very true. If you could breathe fresh, clean air all the time, your body has a chance to heal itself. God made our body so that it heals itself. It will stay healthy as long as you give it a chance. But if I'm pumping polluted air into your lungs all the time, if you're eating stuff that makes you borderline sick all the time, you're going to be sick. And all you need to do is just be exposed to the least little bit of toxin, and your body may just say, okay, too much, I can't take it. Pay the consequences. You see? If your body is not exposed to a lot of bad stuff, then you're going to be okay. I'll give you a good example. I'm deathly allergic to cats and dust mites, okay? I can have a cat in my lap for hours and I don't have a problem. But now if you do it for the next day or so, I'm going to have a lot of problems. And if I sleep on a bed, and dust mites, of course, they eat skin. That was one of the videos we were going to show. They eat dead skin. Well, if they eat dead skin, then the poop is in your bed pillow. It's in your bed mattress. It's in your couch. It's in this chair. Everything, you're sitting on them right now. They actually, the one thing that they do good is they keep your skin from getting scaly looking. So we don't look like a bunch of weird, flaky creatures. The bad thing is they screw your nose up because when they eat the dead skin, they poop. The poop goes up your nose. You wake up in the morning, and your nose is stopped up. Well, the reason your nose is stopped up is because you've been sucking mic poop up your nose all night. You're supposed to be sick if you got poop in your nose, okay? Now, you get up out of off the bed. I know that's terrible.
Well, I hear all this.
Here's the thing that's funny. I'm going to tell you a story about a girl years ago that I sold her and her mom a machine. They own Dayvault Drugs in Lenore. This lady had spent $20,000 on migraines. Interesting deal. She said she would go to the doctor, he would give her the medication, and you know how this works. You get the medication, you get rid of the migraines, and migraines are kind of like a chain reaction. They're snowball effect. Once you get sick, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Well, she was allergic to dust mites horribly, but they'd never checked it for that. When she would get up in the morning, she would be stopped up. That would trigger a migraine because her sinuses and everything up in here is swollen up. Well, she takes a shower, and when you're in the shower, you're breathing the cleanest possible air you can breathe because all that air is getting washed just like what we're... Probably the mic's dead. Yeah. I killed that one. And it's okay, you can come in, even though your hands look like they might be dirty, you can come in, it's okay. And anyway, so she takes a shower, she goes, microphone has died here. Magnetic personality. Well, y'all are close enough, can you hear me?
Yeah.
See if that one works. They're wanting this on the recording, so they want me to use a microphone for that reason. Anyway, so she goes to the doctor. He checks. Yeah, she's having a migraine headache. She's taking a shower, so the dust mite evidence is gone. So they never diagnose her for allergies. They go for years giving her medications for migraines. I took her bed pillow, and I sucked all the dead skin and stuff out of it, and I replaced it with a sterile air that was very nice. It's our disinfectant that we can put in these units, and it killed all the germs, the bacteria, and all the stuff that made her sick. She slept the next night. She woke up the next morning. She didn't have a headache. The next day, she didn't have a headache. She went from 3 migraines a week to 1 every 2 to 3 months. Totally changed her life. Why? We found the problem, and then once you find out what the real problem is, it's easy to come up with a solution a lot of times. But because she didn't know what was going on, the doctor didn't understand it and didn't go to the allergy issue, she stayed sick. Well, I'm sure the doctor didn't make as much money on her, but she's better. There's a quality of life thing, and these are nothing but just common sense, basic ideas. If you don't put your head in something that makes you sick, you're not going to get sick. Your bed pillow and your mattress hold dust mites. A mattress in 8 years doubles its weight. It's not. You don't want to know what's in it. It's doubles its weight in mite poop. That's horrible. Now, a lot of people use mattress pads. You wash those off, that's great. You can take pillows today, you can take and put them in the washing machine and you can run them through the dryer. That's so much better. You want to do that. Our system, we can actually take a mattress and I can pull the stuff out and blow sterile air into the mattress that'll actually even kill COVID, and you will never wake up stopped up ever again. I've had over 1,000 customers tell me they never have any problem anymore using our systems. Now, this system is the baby to our main unit, and you want us to go out to our booth and kind of at least look at it, or let us come by and let you try one out. That's the best thing to do, is let us come show you how it works. It's awesome. The other thing that we did, that's just one story about somebody that had migraines, but that's a neat situation. I have had people with allergies and sinus problems that were on shots 2 to 3 times a week, and they go to where they're taking almost zero medication or a little bit, and they eliminate shots, or they go way down on shots. If you're allergic to something, don't get around it. Simple as that. If I can drop the levels of things that make you sick in your home to a level low enough to where your body never maxes out, you'll never have a problem. Now, Dr. Chandler told me this, and this is very interesting. You are basically allergic to everything. Now, it's a little bit more complicated, this, but I'll tell you what he told me, because he said, I'm going to give you a simple version. It might take a gallon of orange juice to make you sick. It might take a cup to get you sick. Once you get to that top line, 1 drop is going to make your body react. As long as you can keep it below that level, you're okay. You're going to be able to be around less than you, but both of you are equal once you get to the top line. If we can eliminate everything in the home and keep our toxin levels low, you need resistance. You need to be exposed to stuff, but you don't need to be extremely exposed to it. That's what makes the difference. So if I can keep your tolerance levels low, if I can make your home a safe zone, now when you're around a cat or a dog or something that makes you sick, it takes more to make you sick. Well, I like that idea. I'll tell you something about pet hair. People have dogs and cats. I have a dog. I don't have a cat. The dog would eat the cat. It's just one of those deals. Here's the situation. Dog and cat hair are not that toxic. But when the microorganisms eat the dog and the cat hair that's in the couch, guess what happens? It turns into fecal matter. Fecal matter from dog and cat hair is extremely toxic. So if you can't get it out of your furniture, then you're going to have a problem. So it's not the animal, it's the way you get that stuff cleaned. It's the way you process the dirt. If you don't get rid of it, it's going to get worse, and it's everything in there that is organic is going to turn into fecal matter eventually. That's the musty smell in an old building that nothing's been in there for a while. It's all turned to fecal matter because everything's going to get eaten. If we don't eat it, the microorganisms eat it. If they don't eat it, the animals eat it. But it all turns into poop. Everything we eat turns to poop. Everything an animal eats turns to poop. Everything a microorganism eats turns to poop. Now, why? Because that's how we keep plants. And a plant will take that stuff and turn it back into food. That's just how it works. What's bad for a plant is good for us. What's bad for us is good for a plant. Just, that's the way the world works. So if you understand that, it makes sense. Well, so what I got to do is I got to stay away, keep all that junk that makes me sick to a lower level than what it bothers my body. And all of a sudden now I can live a nice, comfortable, easy life. This is where my respiratory system came in to be really kind of different, because mine's so good because I've always lived in a home where there was a water system that cleaned my home. Not a water purifier, an air purifier that uses water. And that's so much cleaner and healthier. I'll give you another story, which you're going to get a few of here. That's what we're here for. There were some fires in California recently. I heard a guy on the news saying everybody needs to close their house up, lock the windows, keep everything outside, and get you an air purifier with a HEPA filter. And I'm like, no. I'm cringing. I'm like, man, you're killing people. Those HEPA filters catch the smoke. Now you're breathing through old smoke, and you're breathing through the stuff that's the microorganisms. Now everybody that's locked up in their home, not only is there smoke coming in, but you're not washing any of this junk out, so now they're all going to have respiratory problems. If in the next few years in California, a lot of people are going to be end up with lung cancer and all kinds of respiratory problems permanently because of doing the wrong thing. And how many times, well, see, but here's the thing. At Lowe's, they make a lot of money on filters. So if I can get you to buy a filter every 30 days, I got you forever. That's residual income. If I can keep you coming to me as an allergy specialist, that is residual income. I don't want you getting better. I just want you to keep coming back. That's how this works. Now, there are people that do have good intentions. They don't know any better, but that is how this works. Water is the most perfect filter that I know of. It takes out all the junk, the contaminants. The only thing water won't catch is plaster, sawdust, and soot, and it'll still stick to it. It just won't catch large quantities of it. But if I can wash the air inside my house, at least now I don't have to have the direct sunlight and the temperature change, because now I can still breathe clean, fresh air. It's perfectly humidified. It's good for my lungs. It's good for my respiratory system. Now my body has a chance to heal. If I'm never exposed to all this stuff, it makes it so much better. Now, I've spent a bunch of time talking about the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. And of course, this does that. My video, and I want to tell you one other problem. Everybody probably has a vacuum cleaner, right? Okay. Vacuum cleaners at Greer Labs in Lenore, North Carolina, they will buy the dirt in your vacuum cleaner. They'll buy your vacuum cleaner dirt for $4 a pound. I think that was the last quote I heard. You know what they use it for? They make allergy medicine out of it, because everything that could ever possibly make you sick is in your vacuum. Now, what do you do with your vacuum when you finish with it? Do you clean it and sterilize it, or do you stick it in the closet? Let's put it in the closet, lock it up in a room with no circulation, and let's let that stuff rot for a week. Now let's pull it back up, and let's take all the air in the house and blow it through the inside of that filter. Make sure that you breathe through the inside of it. That's like eating out of your garbage can. Nobody's going to tell you that. And if I sell you a vacuum cleaner, I get to sell you filters forever. Well, our system uses water. So guess how much money I'm going to make on my filters? Nothing. Now, my system sells for maybe a little bit more than some of the other ones, but at the end, it'll end up being the cheapest way to clean the house. But the biggest thing is forget about the cost. I want to live a good, healthy, clean life. I don't want to have to be sneezing and breathing nasty all the time. My pets, if they're inside the home, indoor pets get allergies, outdoor pets don't. Why? Because the air inside your home is dirty. This is how we can fix it. I can take any house, any room, and pull all the toxins out. I can completely allergy-proof a home. We do two things. First of all, I can suck the dirt out of all this stuff, because water has another thing that our videos show that I can't show you. Our system never loses power. Air goes through dirty water as fast as it goes through clean water, so it's a 100% cleaning system all the time. The other thing is wet dust can't fly. You can't stomp dust out of a mud hole. No dust is coming out. So if I'm eliminating all the dust and I'm never losing power, I can get my house clean as I want. Now, once I pull this stuff out, the air coming out of the machine is clean. I can actually take the unit and I could show you when we come by the home. And I thought about doing this here, and I thought, no, let us come by and let you see how it works and witness it. I can make the chair you're sitting in smell like whatever, or I can make it smell like nothing. I have a chiropractor that just got one of our systems. He said, I love walking in my shop, and they had brand new carpet, brand new walls, brand new everything. Smelled like carpet dye when you walked in his place. He got one of our systems in 5 minutes. He's like, it feels so good to walk in the morning and smell nothing. That's nice. No more allergy, no more problems. If somebody's sick, they're washing this stuff out. Now, I will tell you this, too. If I can do that, I can make my house smell like, I can make that chill smell like oranges or pineapples or whatever. You come up with the fragrance, we'll put it in there. And not only can I suck the musty air out and the dust mites and all that stuff, I can put a fresh smell back into it. I have 4 daughters. That's the reason I don't have any hair. I told them, I said, you bring home a boy I don't like, I'm putting deer track in the couch. Okay, y'all won't be there long. So they never tested me because they know I'm a little bit off. So, but here's the nice thing about this. I can make your bed mattress. I can make your couch. I can make your shelves. Even if a dog's laying on it, I can make it smell like whatever you want. It's fresh and clean. You can stick your nose right in it, and you're not going to have breathing problems. That's kind of neat to be able to be, your home becomes your safe zone. You're going to be healthier. The more you stay in your house, the healthier you're going to be. And now, if you got food allergies, stuff like that, no, this is not going to fix it. But if it's dust-related, this will fix it. If every piece of furniture in your home is relatively dust-free, if your floors are dust-free, and we can pull all that stuff up with those things, and if the air inside your home is dust-free, how do you get sick? If you're not around it, it ain't going to make you sick. It's a little bit like the story of, and some of you may know, y'all might be old enough to know who Groucho Marx was. Groucho Marx goes to the doctor and says, Doc, yes, exactly. Groucho Marx goes to the doctor and said, Doc, I broke my arm in 3 places, what do I do? And the doctor said, well, that's easy, just don't go them 3 places no more. Okay? If you're not around what makes you sick, how do you get sick? You don't. Isn't that neat? That's how this works. Now, let me tell you something that changed about 40 years ago that vacuum cleaner companies have not figured out. Do you know that there's actually homes in the United States that are not wall-to-wall carpet anymore? Isn't that amazing? How much carpet do you guys have in your home?
About half.
About half. Okay, how about you? What? 3 rooms? Okay, how about you? You don't have any carpet. Okay. See, you're one of those people. Well, I'm checking to make sure I don't run over. Okay, yeah, we're getting close. But I'm getting close, too. The guy's looking at me like, hey, no. He was nice. I'll get him later. Anyway, if you're, now I forget where I was going. He distracted me.
We're talking about carpeting.
Yeah, carpeting. Okay. You have bare floors. I'm going to tell you something that's very interesting I learned recently, and I learned it with her. We were at Midway Carpets, and if you want to go see a good carpet place, and they're here, great people, okay?
Dan Pritchett with Midway Carpet.
Yes, and I want to give
Shout
one
out.
for him. This is the first carpet store I've ever dealt with that actually cares about making sure the stuff they sell lasts longer, and that's a pretty good endorsement. These guys are really good. They talk to us about we're actually going to go see their customers and show them how to take care of the stuff they just bought. We mopped the floor, and we also vacuumed some carpet at their showroom. Beautiful setup. Everything looked spotless. We pulled a bunch of toxics. We pulled cleaning solutions off their floor. I guarantee if I go to your house, do you mop your floor? Okay. That's actually good. What do you use to mop it with? You're doing good. How about you? Mr. Clean. Do you have any indoor pets? Bad news for your pets. Would you drink the stuff you're mopping the floor with? Your animals are laying in it and they're eating it. And they get sick. Hickory Animal Hospital told me the first month Swifters came out, he had 30 animals come in for toxic poisoning. 2 or 3 kittens and puppies died. The stuff is extremely toxic. Now, they had to put on the box of Swifters, they're the worst, from what I understand, harmful or fatal to small children and small pets. That's a bad, and go look at the box. It says that on the box. It's dangerous. It could be harmful to their health. If you use any kind of chemical that you won't drink, see, vinegar, I mean, not that you may want to drink it, but I mean, vinegar's not going to kill you. Another good one is alcohol. Rubbing alcohol works. And the reason rubbing alcohol, and I'm not going to drink rubbing alcohol, there's better stuff up in Wilkesboro. That's where the good stuff is. But anyway, it evaporates. It's not going to stick on the floor. And let me tell you something else, too. Dirt does not evaporate, but the chemical does. If you mop your floor with water and you don't pick it up, you're leaving the dirt, you're just going to evaporate the water. Our system picks the dirty water up off the floor. Then you can put it on the blower side, and that can blow dry and polish your floor. Now your floor looks brand new. You're using no chemicals. Your floor will last way longer, look a lot better, and you won't clean as often because the chemical you're putting on your floor is making dirt stick to it, so it gets dirty faster. If I can get you to clean your floor more often, guess what? I sell more chemicals. It's a moneymaker. I can make your floor look great, but it gets dirty fast. Now, vinegar doesn't leave much of film, but it leaves a little bit. But if you use just water, it's better. Now, again, the dirt has to come up. Water gets it wet, makes it loose. Now I got to suck the dirty water up off the floor. Well, you can't do that with anything except one of our systems, because our system will pick up a gallon of water in 2 seconds. If you have pets, kids, anything like that, all these things, just remember everything turns to waste products eventually. If I can keep that waste down to a minimum in my home or my business, and the air stays clean, and I can wash it out periodically, I'm gonna live a better life. Our systems are not that expensive, but what they do for you is worth a lot. It's kind of like that commercial on for MasterCard. Healthy life is priceless because you don't get but one health. That's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. There's several things it can do. Does anybody have any other questions? Because I'm pretty much done with what I was going to tell you. Do you have any other questions or anything? You do want to, if you didn't get a chance to do it here, come by the booth. I know what all of you look like now, so I'm watching for you. Come by our booth. You'll see one of our big units. We would love to come by, and you don't have to spend any money, but I will show you how to allergy-proof your home. She can do the same thing. We come by, show you exactly what you can do to help take care of these kind of things, and we'll show you one of our systems if you want to see it, and you'll know what we got. Even if you don't buy anything, that's fine. You might buy something now, you might buy something later, but the main thing is you'll know what to do about those problems. And I promise you it will be a good experience. And if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm pretty well done. I'm going to let the next person come up. Do you have anything to say?
Yes, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to be respectful to our next vendor that's coming in. We are in booth number 600. It's Ritello Mountain Division. And Mr. John Howard, as you can tell, he's a wealth of knowledge. Do you want to give your phone number for the people on the video if someone wants to get in touch?
Our phone number is 828-327-0027, and that has been the same since 1979 when I opened up in Hickory with Rainbow, but we're now Ritello, Ritello, and I'm going to promise you'll be happy if you talk to us. We do service on our systems. We're a local service center for these other systems, and we will take care of whatever your needs are. We're here to help you solve problems. We listen, and the packages you purchase, the cost is going to vary to what you need, not what we want to sell you. we're there to take care of solving your problems. And I appreciate this today, and I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good show. Enjoy it.